Good evening, folks, and welcome to another Age of Sigmar Battle Report hosted by Semi-Casual Gaming with your host Nathan. I would like to announce the excitement that I have that I officially got the Soulblight Gravelords book today. So I am going to be bringing them to bear against the cities of Sigmar for a few different reasons, but today we'll actually be playing the special mission from the book itself, which is called The Bell Tolls for Thee. Now, I was going to, show pictures of it on the camera mid-show, and I just realized that I don't get physical copies of the books. I have video or a phone version, and I record with my phone, so I can't really do any Inception level of phone-on-phone actions. So, anyways, I'll probably sneak a snippet of the shot into here, and the premise of the game is the vampires and their undead legions have basically pushed the defenders of any choice into a corner and are left them into a spot where they can no longer fall back. So, the table setup is approximately a 24-inch dead zone, which is why they're always so hugged up against the edge, because again, I'm playing on a card table. There are 3 grave sites preset in the middle of the battlefield, as shown. And the premise of the game, the victory condition is at the end of the 4th battle round and each round afterwards, you roll a dice, and if the total of the dice and the battle round equal 9 or more, then the game's over. And the undead are trying to destroy at least half of the units of the defenders. There are 5 units over here. I'll explain the list in a second. So basically, before the end of 4 rounds, if the undead can kill 3 of the 5 units, they score a major victory. But if they cannot, if only 2 or less are destroyed, then when the game ends, then it would be a major victory for the defenders. And there's also tie conditions for minor, but since I specifically set this up with an odd number, it's just basically flat out kill 3 and it's over. As you probably saw in the little snippet earlier, the deployment is they get the whole edge, they're tucked up, they have some basically gaps on either side. So I thought for a defender, for people that are being rallied and, pushed into a corner, I think the cities of Sigmar definitely represent that pretty well. So, and yeah, so I'm really excited to get to feature some of the abilities and stuff. I'm actually half considering of doing a like some sort of a review afterwards, but again, I don't have a physical copy, so I can't just sit there and have it like in front. So we'll see how I go about doing that. So I'm focusing on these guys, so we'll go ahead and go over the lists really quick. This is 750 points per side because just a quick complaint, they knocked out a couple of units that I had in my list from before with the Legions and the Gash that are no longer available now. So you're basically looking at my entire Soulblight army now. But that's okay. So, the general is going to be the Vampirus. The Vampire Lords now all have just flat fly, but they're a 6-inch move rather than like the 3 profile thing they had before. She will be accompanied by a Necromancer. Their spells I actually have not picked yet, but I will probably flash them across the bottom of the screen here with a little snippet of text. And then once those are put on there, then we'll go through. A lot of the spells between the vampires and then the death mages are similar, but slight nuance changes. So I'll just pick probably a couple of the basic ones just to show. Otherwise, the other things I have 20 Deadwalker Zombies here, and I have 30 Deathrattle skeletons. Another big change for them is there's no longer a mixed profile, so the spears and swords can be all combined together. They all have the same profile, except for the unit champion now gets its own unique, weird little profile. It's like 2 attacks and has a plus 1 to wound sort of a thing. So, and because it took me a little while, because I realized with this, I actually have another unit of 20 Deadwalker Zombies, but they were in a box this morning. I hadn't built them yet, so they're actually sitting over there. Their bases are drying, Actually, they're probably ready to go. So, to kind of make up for it and not have it piled on the table, and with it being such a small table, they're going to be set up in the gravesite reserves, which basically you can pick a couple of different units. You can have them set up, and then at the end of your movement, they can pop up. And I believe it's within 6 inches of a gravesite and more than 9 inches away from any enemies. So they will burst onto the table later on, and we'll just see where they end up at that point. The dynasty I'm going to be picking for tonight, because there's now 5 dynasties you can pick from. I will probably go ahead and do the Vykros dynasty. The only reason for that is it's got a big, heavy emphasis on supporting zombies and skeletons, which is, my entire army. And it gives vampire wizards a reroll cast, which will be kind of nice for her, 1 cast per turn. And I'll pick out the command traits and the artifacts again, like I did earlier with the spells. I'll just show them on the side here. So yeah, so that's going to be the Soulblight list. Now, the Cities of Sigmar list will be the Freeguild General standing there, defiant and proud. There's going to be the Battlemage in support. This will be a Mage of Hysh. I thought the Light Mage might be a fun parody not parody, but counter, so to speak, for the death and destruction about to pour towards them. So the bonus spell they'll have is protection of Hysh. Otherwise, I'll have 20 Greatswords, 20 Freeguild with Halberds, and 10 Handgunners. The champion will be equipped with the repeater handgun, which will be the golden boy there. I just realized I stuffed him in the back, which was quite foolish, but we'll see how that goes. So the city that they're going to be from will be Hallowheart. And again, I don't have the traits and stuff picked out because I got so excited to record I didn't think to put all those things down. So I will flash those across the bottom of the screen here as well. All right, that was very exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed that. All right, so again, the mission is to basically slaughter each other. A couple bonus narrative details for this mission type with the bell tolls for thee. The defenders have flat out no battle shock tests. They are immune to them for the entire battle because basically they have nowhere left to run. They have to stand and die. Also, they get a bonus command ability where at the start of the combat phase, it's called Cut Them Down. And they basically get to pick a unit wholly within 12 inches of a hero. And that unit gets +1 to their damage characteristics with melee weapons. Important note, so I can't just stick it on the handgunners and mow people down. So they actually have to get up fighting dirty. Now for the special details for the Soulblight. At the end of each turn, which I'm saying it's the end of both turns, between defender, attacker, you get to roll a dice you pick 1 unit, summonable unit, that's lost any models, and you get to roll dice per model, and on a 5+, they get to put back into play. And that's just free. There's no command points or anything for that. That's just a narrative thing called the Eternal Hordes, because basically the vampires are at the peak of their power, and they're trying to wipe out the people, so they're just dumping the undead out. So the way that all the units regenerate are also a lot different now. I'll probably just do play-by-play as we go into the turns and explain how each of their abilities affect. However, with this scenario, the Soulblight automatically go first in the first battle round, so I won't even need to roll that. So, alright. I think I've done enough talking. It's been about 10 minutes in, or 9 and 11 seconds. So let's go ahead and get this ball rolling as we begin with the Soulblight Gravelords. Ringing the bell for those people. That was supposed to sound more poetic, but whatever. Let's get this game going. Middle of 1, or I'm going to do a full turn report too. So top of 1, Soulblight Gravelords. All right, turn 1. So, hero phase. So the vampire and the necromancer can both cast 1 spell. However, their spells are all, debuffs and such as usual. So I can basically just have him cast Mystic Shield and all that fun stuff. So the necromancer is going to cast Mystic Shield. And on a 5, I believe it fails because I think Mystic Shield is a 6. So I will treat it as a fail. The Vampires will cast it. And she gets to reroll casting rolls because she's Vykros. Okay, no magic. That's alright. This is a turn where it doesn't really matter. So, very quick. Technically, at the beginning of the command phase, I would do the Deathly Invocations, which would heal back units, but obviously nobody's been damaged at the beginning of the game. A really quick note that the rule has changed where you can't stockpile on top of units. It can only be, each unit can only be affected once per turn, so it limits it there, but you also have a spell, Invigorating Aura, which gets to do the same effect, but you can do it once per unit, so, you know, a couple different things. So we're going to do a before and after of the movement, so we're going to pull that out of the way. So this is the before and after. So basically, we did some runs. The zombies were the white dice. They actually rolled a 1, but I used a command point from the, or command ability to make that a 6 from the vampire. With the vampire's general trait of being the pack alpha, I basically get once per turn a free command without using a command point. So I just went ahead and took advantage of that. So the zombies got to move up the full 10 inches. The skeletons, I rolled a 6 flat out, so they got up, so the wall proceeded. The vampires only rolled a 3, and the Necromancer rolled a 1, so they're basically as far forward as they could be. And then I went ahead and dumped out the Greywalker Zombies, because I'm so funny, out here with the full intentions of overwhelming the weaker flank with the Halberd, or the Handgunners. So we'll see how that goes, but as usual, since there's no shooting, and you know, I could technically charge with those zombies, but you know, I think that would probably be a suicide play at this point, but they do get to come back, so that's part of the fun. Let's roll the dice. We need a 9. An 11. Okay. Cowabunga it is. So I will move the zombies in a moment, and we will come back when I'm done moving them. Okay, that's where these guys landed. I made sure to keep them more than 3 inches away from the Halberds. I didn't feel like the zombies needed to pull in half the enemy army in one shot. They're going to just basically try to alpha strike and take out the handgunners. The Battlemage could go in to engage if he wants, but I don't know if he'd actually want to. So the handgunners do have a special rule stating that they can stand and shoot, so they're going to shoot these guys really quick. So I have 9 dice in here. The repeater handgun is D3 shots, but it's the same profile as the regular handgun, so we'll just see how many extra shots I get. So 3, so that'll be 12 shots in total, which, perfect. Lucky pulling up all those dice. We'll pull my camera back. So we are hitting on 4s. And lots of 1s. Actually, exactly half, so yay, statistics. So, wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, and the zombies are more than 12 inches out of the reach of the gravesite or a character, so they have no saves. Just 2 zombies, just blah, blah. So the zombies are going to go ahead and fight first. They'll basically pile around accordingly. I think I can fit essentially 1 more guy in here, like so, and the rest of them are just hankering for the action. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I'd say 11 of them within reach to fight. So with the new profiles, they don't get any bonuses to hit or wound for having enough bodies, but they have 1 base attack each. They're flat 5s and 5s. There's no characters nearby to give them the +1 to wound. However, they do have an interesting little step here in just a second. So first we need to pull out 11 dice, which is all but 1 from the previous roll. If I roll any 6s to hit, it does mortal wounds and combat thing ends. So, so that's the thing. So we'll see. Oh, it was a 5. Alright, so 5s. We have 1 mortal wound and 2 regular hits. And then we're going to roll 5s to wound. 1 wound. No rend against a 6-up save. Not saved. So 2 handgunners get chopped down. We'll just pull. Oh, that's actually a halberd. Oh, they're so piled on top of each other. Oh, the chaos begins. Okay. So, yep, 2 of them die. And we have another bonus effect at the end of the combat phase. But it's not the end of the combat phase. The handgunners get to strike back. They will spread out like so. And I think all 8 of them can reach. And they're all basically hitting 5s and 5s. So 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe it's 5s and 5s. I would have to double check. But again, my books are all on my phone. So we've got 4 hits. Okay. Not too shabby. And 5s to wound. 2 wounds. So no rend again. So they just flat out lose 2 zombies over here. Okay, so 1, 2. No other units can elect to fight. The Battlemage could pile in if he wishes, but he chooses not to, so we will end the combat phase at that point. So at the end of the combat phase, for every enemy model killed, I rolled a dice, and on a 2-up, a zombie comes back into play. Yes, it's not a 6-up now, it's a 2-up, which is really nice. Except when you roll 1. But hey, you get off of my cloud. You get to come back. Now, the internet's kind of ruling that it still counts towards, who's it call it, the battle shock at the end. So I still lost 4 guys for them. Quick reminder, of course, there is no battle shock for the defenders in this scenario. I did lose 4 guys, but they are bravery 10, so even if I rolled 6, they would still be good. So with that being said, yep, the carnage begins, and we'll go ahead and switch over into Cities of Sigmar, turn 1. Okay, so we begin with the hero phase. So the Hallowheart wizards can cast 2 spells per turn. I also gave the general basically the tome so he could cast a spell and the ability to dispel once as well. However, the spell I gave him was Sear Wounds, so he could basically heal himself. So basically the Battlemage will be doing the bulk of the heavy lifting, so to speak. So we're going to go ahead and first try to cast the... which one do we want to cast? We're going to go ahead and cast the Roaming Wildfire, which does mortal wounds to nearby enemy units. So it goes off on a 6. That goes off. So it's enemy unit within 18 inches. That will definitely be the Deadwalkers will be more than close enough. Just I can pull out my tip measure to be official. Let's find out. Together. 18 inches. Yeah, they're well within reach. So, obviously I can't even attempt to dispel. So this unit's going to take D3 mortal wounds. And, oh, before I forget, it's going to take mortal wounds, so we'll remember that. But at the end of the turn, I have to remember that this unit gets to bring back models on a 5+. I lost 4 models in total because of the effects of the ability. So on 5s, I get to bring back more zombies. I got the 2 black dice with 2 more zombies, so they get to come back. So that was the end of turn narrative ability for them. All right, D3 mortal wounds. Let's roll it. 1 mortal wound. So blah. Actually, no, 6-up deathless minions from having the nearby character. Nope. So then every unit within 3 inches of them, which I believe will be the skeletons. I don't think the vampire is within reach. Bit of a stretch, but I'll just go for it. Why not? So I'll roll the dice for each of these, and on the green, it's a success or a fail, and then the black is the number of wounds if it is successful. So Necromancer takes 3 mortal wounds. Skeletons take nothing. Vampires takes nothing. So the fire ricochets back and nails the Necromancer. He is down to 2 wounds remaining. That is not good for him. That is he wants to stick around and get stuff done. So, okay, the next spell he's going to cast is going to be Ignite Weapons, which is +1 to wound for all attacks. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. On an 8, I will attempt to dispel. With one of them, doesn't matter. Nope. Okay, so the unit that will be getting +1 to wound for all of its attacks until the next hero phase. I mean, I hate to give it to the Handgunners. I won't really waste it on them, but they can shoot and then close combat. So we'll give it to the Handgunners. So they'll get +1 to wound for all their attacks until the city's next hero phase. In the meantime, we'll go ahead and then shift gears, go into the movement. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So we're going to do it before and after. So I just moved the Greatswords up. I could technically long bomb charge with them as well, but I don't know if that would be the best idea at this point. It's more setting up for the double turn, potentially. The general sitting kind of in the middle, ready to go wherever it needs to be. The wizard is like, I either move forward with him or I fall back. I really don't want him getting too close because he technically counts as a unit for the 3 units for the undead to destroy. So, in the meantime, the handgunners or the halberds are lining up and ready to blat blat into the side of these zombies to try and take them out. We'll see how successful they can be. But first, we shoot. So there are 7 regular handguns left, and the repeater handgun. They are going into the Grey Walkers. So D3 extra shots. So 2 extra shots. 1, 2. Hitting on 4s. 3 hits. And wounding on 2s because of +1 to wound. 2. Alright, so 2 more zombies go down. I'm going to pull from this direction, force them to come closer. And that's it for shooting. There's no other specialty shooting and such to be had, so we'll go ahead and move on to the charge. Pulling this couple away. I think it's like a 4 or 5 inch charge for the halberds. We'll just see. Basically 6. Yeah, they'll definitely be able to get in, so I will pull them around and then we'll get the battle going. And here's the after. So what we're going to go ahead and do at the start of the combat phase is I'm going to trigger the cut them down ability via the wizard. He's going to holler at the halberds and say, hey, cut them down. So their weapons are going to be doing damage 2 now rather than 1. So I'm going to hope that they can do some short work of this. So either way, so they'll go ahead and fight first. However, with this big terrain piece kind of blocking it in with how everybody's lined up, I can't pile in to wrap around much better. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I'd say 10 halberds that can reach. So let's get the dice and we'll be right back. Because I totally didn't just forget the stat lines for the halberds. So I have 10 attacks reaching into them. The unit champion is not in reach, so they're just hitting 4s and 3s. Ooh, that's fluff, lots of missed. So looks like 4 hits. That was a higher. There were 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds and -1 goes through. They're 2 damage apiece, so that will kill 6 zombies. So let's see. We'll go ahead and pull. Whoop. You don't need to see my hand. You need to see models. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pretty heavy hit there. All right. Not moving the walls for that. So okay. So 6 zombies get chopped down. The zombies are going to go ahead and pile in and fight back. I think essentially the bulk of them can go after the handgun still. 1 will come back around to attack the halberds just because. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 9 in reach of the handguns, and 2 have to go after the halberds. So we'll scrape up 9 dice. Looking for 5s and 6s being mortal wounds. So, okay, 2 mortal wounds up front and 3 hits. And looking for 5s again. 1 more. 6 up save for the armor. Nope, so 3 more handguns will go down. So we'll pull 1, 2, oh, so tight, and 3. So 3 of them will go. And now 2 zombies will bite at the Halberds. And another mortal wound, so that just flat out kills a guy. So we'll take out that guy from back there. So 4 with down, we'll remember that for their stand back up ability in a moment. In the meantime, we will have 5 handguns stab back. They are running out of troops very, very quickly. 2 hits. And they're wounding on 4s because of the +1 from Ignite weapons. That counts, so that kills another zombie. We'll take from here. So, yeah, a good chunk of change there. So, that'll be the end of the combat phase. I will do 4 dice rolls for the zombies standing back up on 2 ups. 3 more zombies get back into the fray. Now they can technically pile within 3 inches of an enemy unit if they are already within 3 inches of an enemy unit. 1, 2, 3. We're going to go conga line and chase after that character. I did, however, lose 3 plus 6 is 9. So basically 9 plus 6 is 15. Minus 10 is 5. So they're going to lose 5 more models off of their bravery failure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll pick them up later. Now it is the end of the turn for them. I'm going to pick that unit to bring models back. Now I will take a quick peek at the rules. I'm fairly certain it said for slain models, and I don't know if models that run away count towards that. But because this is a pretty fun narrative, I think I might go ahead and just count those extra 5. So the 5 plus the 9 is going to be 14 dice that I'm going to roll. And on 5s, it brings back more zombies for that unit. 6, 7. I'll roll 7 dice twice. So, 2. Oh, there goes the dice as well. And 3, 4, 5. So 5 more zombies stand back up at the end of the turn. We'll just go ahead and plunk them in. We'll just do this fun little wraparound effect, because really, we're just going to throw people on the floor. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I believe that will be 5. Okay. So, now we do the very, very important step, and that's going to be the turn roll off. So, let's go ahead and do that for next turn. White will be cities, black will be death, and death wins ties. Alright, cities gets the double turn. I think that's going to be very important for them. We'll see how that goes. So, heading into top of 2, cities of Sigmar. Okay, so, Battlemage is going to go ahead and cast his spells really quick. They're back up to 1 command point. So, first spell he's going to attempt to cast is going to be the Protection of Hysh on himself. On a 7 will go off. We'll see if the vampire can stop it. 7 does not block it. So, so now they'll be -1 to hit the wizard. So they'll basically be doing mortal wounds on 6s. The next spell he's going to cast will be the roaming Wildfire again. Nope, does not go off. And then general spells don't matter. So we'll go ahead and go into movement. Those guys, they're everywhere over here is tied up. So we'll just see what this side decides to go and do. So before and after. So I went ahead and moved them forward. I don't really think the intent of this game is for them to, surge forward and try to counterattack, but I kind of feel like if I have them sit back and try and pick one unit at a time, they're just going to get overwhelmed. So we'll just see if the Greatswords can do enough of a punch to shatter up the skeletons pretty hard. So With that being said, we'll go ahead and get into the shooting here. There are 4 regular guns left, and then the repeater handgun, so D3 shots, 2 shots. They no longer have the +1 to wounds because that's about to not go off, so 4. 1 hit. 3s, missed. Okay, their resolve is breaking. Those guys are already in close combat. The wizard's now trapped in the combat, and we'll go ahead and charge. Let's go ahead and do that. Need big money. 8. 8's decent. Not amazing, but decent. So here's the before the move, and then the after move, and then we'll get on to all the rolling. Alright, and there we go. So they are piled in. I made sure that they were all still wholly within 12 inches of the general, so that he can give them the cut them down ability. So they'll have +1 damage for their charge. So, yep, they are also within 18 inches of him, so they get to add 1 to their hit rolls. So they'll be hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, and -1 for 2 damage. So I'm going to have them fight first. I did count there are 11 up front. I can't really pile in to get any more because, again, the terrain's basically boxing them all in. So let's take a look. We got 3, 6, 9, 10 dice. We'll throw 2 more in there. So we have 12 attacks hitting on 2s. That's 4 1s. That's really unfortunate. And wounding on 3s. So that's better. So we got 7 for 14 skeletons being chopped down. So we'll go ahead and go like so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 10, and 14. I know he looks like a musician, but they don't have musicians anymore for these guys because they now all have like a static bravery reduction thing, but won't matter because there's no battle shock test. But either way, I pulled 14 from there so that they can come in, and that's that. But that's almost half the unit, so I can't complain. I think that was a good chunk. So we'll go ahead and fight next. We'll have the zombies go. Just because they're really at the point where this is where they are going to hopefully shine. We'll just see how that goes there. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 into the handguns, and we'll throw the other 5 into the wizard. Of course, those 5 are going to be only hitting on 6s because of the Foz protection. So 4, 7, 8th die. So, hitting on 5, 6 is doing mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound and 1 hit. They've got a mortal wound at least every round. And no extra hits, so 1 of the... Oh, I just realized he's a handgun. He's not a handgunner, he's a halberd. So technically they got 1 extra shot earlier, but didn't matter because they missed with everything pretty bad. So, alright, now the 5 attacks. She's looking for 6s basically. 2 6s. So 2 mortal wounds onto the wizard. The wizard now will move down to 3 wounds remaining. And we'll grab another red dice because I'm really good at throwing dice on the floor today. And that's their whole punch. So, we'll go ahead and return an attack with the Halberds. So we'll have them do their 3-inch pile in. 3-inch, 3-inch. Going forever. I'll just get right back in 1 second. Okay, we're done. Just enough. So we've got 14 I got in reach. We're going to add 1 for the unit champion as well. So we've got 15 attacks. I did forget this last time they were actually +2 to hit because they had 20. They've lost 1 now, so they're only +1 to hit. But they are hitting and wounding on 3. So 3s. And 4 misses. Not bad, not bad. And wounding on 3s. So that is 3 wounds. So 7 loss. So that is 8 successful to go through and chop down 8 more zombies. So 2, 4, 6, and 8. So I don't think this unit's going to be lasting much longer, but we'll see how that goes. So, alright, we'll go ahead. Actually, I'll have the Vampirist move in next. She didn't get to charge, so her artifact doesn't trigger, so she doesn't get bonus attacks, but she still has 4 basic attacks. I might look that up off camera. Yeah, well, 1 second. Yeah, I did read it right. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s and 3s. So, 2 hits. 2 wounds, and they are -1, so looking for 5 ups for the Greatswords, 1 saved, D3 mortal wounds, or the wounds. So 2 wounds, so 2 guys get chopped off. Perfect, very exciting for them. That's it for the vampire, so I guess since I pulled away, we'll just have the handgun strike. There's 4 of them stabbing at 5s and 5s. Alright, they missed, so good story, good story. Now we're going to go ahead and do the skeletons. So the skeletons have a really fun ability. When they choose to pile in, they get to roll dice for every model that was slain that phase. And on a 4+, they get to put the model back into play. I wanted to save it for last because I thought it'd be really cool. So that'll be 14. Yeah, 14 that were chopped down earlier, so that's 8 in there, plus another 4 and 6. So we're gonna roll and see how many skeletons come back. So they like the undead still have their attrition method. It's just different than how it used to be. So 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Or yeah, 3, 6, 9. So yep, 9 of the skelly boys come back up, and we will just wrap them around. 1, 2, 3. You can see what the plan is here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. They are trapped, surrounded, quartered. All the fun things, all the other terminologies you wish to use. So we're going to go ahead and move these guys, get them all up. But they're all only 1-inch move, and they are always hitting on 3. So I'll do the unit champion first. Where is he? Oh, he's dead. Well, that was still silly of me. Okay, so never mind. So now we're skeletons within reach. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 skeletons within reach. They're all wholly within 9 inches of the vampires, so they will be rolling hits and wounds on 3s all around. So 3, 6, 9, 10. I'll roll 10 twice for the hits. And here we go. So the first batch of hits, we have all but 1, so that's 9 successful hits. And the second batch of hits will be 4 miss, so that's 6, so that's 15 hits. And now wounding on 3s. I dropped 2 dice, so we'll grab 1, 2 from side, good job. 3s. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 successful wounds. 5 and 9. And no rend, so 4 up save. Oh boy, they saved quite a bit. So only 4 Greatswords get chopped down. So let's pull from here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, that's all that they got to do. Nothing super incredible, but you know, the fact that they could stand up and you know, they went from having you know, a bunch of lost to a lot less lost. That's kind of a big deal. Again, they still lost 14, so when we do the battle shock test later, that's going to be part of that. So, yeah, I think that's everyone's attacks. So, let's go ahead and we will go through the morale check. So we've lost 8 here. Really quick, I did kill, I believe, 1 or 2 more handguns. I believe it was 1 more handgunner was killed, so I'm just going to roll it quick to bring the zombie back. Nope. That's what I get for not keeping track. And, yeah, we got 8. So, morale check. 8 plus 1 is 9. So they are still good. They are clinging in there barely. Barely. So, yeah, Skeleton's lost 14. I'll use her free command ability to have them auto pass because I don't need to lose a whole bunch of skeletons right now. At the end of the phase now, we're going to go ahead and roll a dice for each maul that was lost in a unit, or in particular units of the zombies. Lost 8, so I'll be rolling 8 dice, and on 5s, they will get more guys back. 1, 2. So 2 more zombies come back to keep pressing the advantage, or the hold up, so to speak, because that's really what they're doing. I think they're doing an excellent job of tar pitting here. I mean, I think in the previous, with the old book, they probably would be already completely gone by now, so. Alright, I'll pull the dead off, and we'll head into Soulblight, turn 2. Okay, so Legions, or I knew I was going to do it. Legions of Nagash. No, the new guys, Soulblight Gravelords, turn 2. So, first off, we're going to go ahead and do our Deathly Invocation, start of the turn. Vampires can pick up to 3 units nearby. Death Mages can pick up to 2, but there's only, the 2 units. Basically, D3 models come back. This unit's only lost 1 because it's really convenient when you have painted and non-painted zombies to track how many units have lost. So, so this one guy's going to come back out. He's just going to pop up in front to help get him closer to the fray. And then we're going to roll for D3 Skelly Boys. 2 more Skelly Boys. We're going to go like this and put the champion back in. And I don't know if the champion actually gets his points back, so you know what? I'm just going to treat it like he's out because I'm a derp and I took him out, so it'll also help me keep track of the whole characteristics and stuff better later. So I'll take the other 3 skeletons off the table. And now for spells. So, he's too far out of reach to do Van Hell's on them, but he can still cast his Overwhelming Dread. So we will do that. So that is on a 5. 5 gets it. We'll see if the Battlemage can stop it. The 2 green. Hey, excuse me. The 2 green dice there are the 8, so that stopped it. The Vampirist is going to go ahead and cast the, no, we'll just cast Spirit Gale. Just see if we can get a spell off. 12. Yes, we do. And that is the correct answer. So I can pick a unit nearby, and, oh, I just read the rules. Give me 1 second. So I rolled 2d6 on a unit's bravery, so on a unit nearby within 18 inches that they can see. So the Vampirist is going to target the Freeguild. They have a leadership or bravery of 6. They do have +1 for the banner that's in there. You can't see it, but that's technically a banner. So basically 2d6, trying to be a 7, 12. So they're going to take mortal wounds equal to the difference between the bravery and the roll. So they're going to lose 5 more boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's not looking good for the defenders. That's what you get for charging forward. Dead pile. Okay. So that's it for their spell casts. That's it for the invocation. So we'll go ahead and move the motley hordes forward, and we'll come back with a before and after. So Necromancer roll a 6 to haul butt so he can get closer to this. Zombies shambled forward because they are about a 6-inch charge away. I believe they lost the ability for the automatic flat 6 charge to roll, but oh, the thing I did forget is that they actually have a 6-inch pile in now instead of a 3-inch. I haven't really been utilizing that just because of the layout, but I might use it now, depending on the charge roll here in a moment. The vampires, I was planning on having her go over to try to take out the general, but the funny thing when that type of stuff happens is it usually ends up in the sniping character getting counter-sniped themselves, so she's just outside of 3 inches, and there's technically a gap enough that she can charge into the greatswords to help finish them off. So we'll go ahead and go and get into the charges because there is no shooting because they took away skeleton archers for some reason. Vampiress. Okay, she's in. So she gets, as part of her special weapon, she gets plus D3 attacks on the charge. So 2. So she'll have 6 attacks on the charge. Now, so I'll put that there to try and stare at it and try to remember. The important charge here is going to be the zombies. We'll see if they can get an 8. I believe that is just enough, so I'll do it before and after. And the after. Okay, so, well, before and after. So, they charged out. They didn't go quite enough to get in, but 8 inches is still more than enough. However, I'm going to take a quick step back because I just remembered something. When I casted the Spirit Gale on them, I rolled a 12. That's greater than 9, and they retain the ability of the Locus of Hysh, which means I get to resolve the effects of the ability a second time. So, looking for that. And that's why you don't forget, because you'll always miss the rolls. I also realized I forgot to do the Deathless Minions for them on the last phase, but I'm not really worried about it at this point for them, so I'll just try to remember this time. I can actually pile in the zombies on that side, but I can't pile in any further that way, otherwise I'm outside of the 12 for the Necromancer. So I'll probably keep those guys in. We're going to go ahead and trying to think of what different abilities and such we're going to use. I'm going to go ahead and have the captain yell, cut them down to the Halberds, because I think at this point, I think they're the greatswords are going to be lost. So the vampire can do a free command ability, but it can only affect the unit within range of her, so I'll have her use her command ability for free and give the skeletons +1 attack. So they're going to be 2 attacks apiece. So I think the greatswords are going to be gone. And otherwise, I think that's pretty much all the different abilities I can do. So we'll go ahead and the undead get to go first. So I will have these guys pile in. They're 6 inches, so they're going to go roughly like so. And we're going to get as many zombies into this pile as humanly possible. And I think that is about as many zombies as I'll get in as humanly possible at this point. So shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So let's do a quick head count. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All of them going into the Halberds. So 16, let's see, 4, 8, 12. There's 14 in here. And I've got dice on the floor. Oh, that's for the bonus attack. 15, so we'll just do 15 and re-roll 3 dice. Ah! 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 dice, and we re-roll 5 dice. Hitting on 5s, mortals and 6s. That's 5 mortal wounds in 1 hit so far. 6 mortal wounds in 1 hit. And let's see if the hit does anything. Nope, so we just got 6 mortal wounds. It's just going to kill 6 guys. So we'll kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not bad, not bad. Greatswords, do your work. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 9 of them left. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They lost the +1 damage. So the we're hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s. I do have 1 in reach of the vampire, but I don't really think it's going to impact. We'll just try and cut down as many skeletons as we can. All but 1 hit. 3s. Oh no, 3 wounds at -1 for 1 damage. So this time we're going to remember the 6-up deathless. Okay, so 3 skeletons die. Or undie, or redie, or whatever you want to call them. So there's that. So we'll go ahead and have this pack of zombies attack next. And I really want to dedicate all the attack power into those last 4 handguns. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dudes. 5s and 6s. Oh, no hits, no mortals this time. I guess the unit's finally running out of steam. So that side's pretty much done fighting. That side's pretty much done with any counterattack stuff. So I'll have the 4 handguns swing really quick, just to get that out of the way. 1 hit, 1 wound. Yeah. Very exciting. These guys went last turn, so you will go into the re-dead pile. So 1 guy goes down from there. Skeletons will pile in and prepare the funeral rites for these poor iron boys. So I don't think there's any more further piles I can do, so let's just count. We're starting around here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 in reach. And they have 2 attacks each. I keep throwing dice on the floor, so... So 21 times 2 is 42. So 42 attacks we've got. That's also 14 times 3. So we'll roll 14 dice 3 times. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. Alright. Hitting and wounding on 3s. First batch. Hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could have just counted the misses. So 12. Plus 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yay, math. So 21 so far. And 1 more. Volley. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 in total. So 29 total successful hits. So that's now wounding on 3. So I'll just roll this twice and then 1 more after. Oh, I dropped 1 more on the floor. I'm about to run out of dice to be able to roll. I'm going to have to actually pause the camera and pick up dice. Okay, so wounding on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Second volley. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then 1 more for the last one. 18. So 18 wounds go through. 3, 6, 9. We'll roll 2 sets of 4-ups. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dead. 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dead. So that's almost the whole unit. They are almost complete goners now. So, oh, and I forgot to do the skeleton 4+ pile back in, but they wouldn't have been able to reach the combat anyways. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I thought there were more. For some reason I must have counted too many bodies for the yeah, I think I probably counted too many bodies for the attacks back, but they clearly didn't do enough. So that's actually the whole unit. So that is one whole unit destroyed towards the goals of being dead. And I'll quickly do those 3 4-ups to get the guys to come back in. All 3 of them came back in that were killed, so I would basically have gone like so. 2, 3. So, okay, yeah, that's the power of +1 attack, I'd say. Alright, the Battlemage will go ahead and attack really quick. Actually, I'll have to look up the stats, so we'll do that in a second. But the Halberds can still fight. They're spread between 2 very rocky places right now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that can reach that unit. So I'll roll those 8 really quick. 6, 7, 8. Looking for +1 to hit, so 3s and 3s. 6 hits. And 3 wounds. That will kill 3 more zombies. 1, 2, 3. And now the remaining will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, only 5 more will get to fight against them. The unit champion is gone as well, actually, because once again I wasn't paying attention to the unit champion. I pulled him off. So 3s and 3. So 3 wounds. They are close enough to the Necromancer for a 6-up deathless minions. Does not matter. So 3 zombies will be cut down. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I think then the Vampirist doesn't even get to fight because they're all dead. The Battlemage will go ahead and swing. I'm going to pause really quick so I can look up the stats. Alright, and the Wizard has 1 whopping attack, hitting on 4s. Okay. Good job. Alright, so, end of turn. So the zombies killed 6 models from here. Those guys didn't do anything, but these 6 get to roll dice and 2-ups bring models back, so... Or get to add models to the unit. Because it says add models to the unit, it doesn't bring max. That means it can actually go above the unit max. So see, for example, I got 5 back. So I can go 1, 2, and 3. Then pull. Well, I'll actually just pull 2 of the guys from the other unit because that unit's not coming back. So 4 or 5 to go like so. So that unit was now actually above their starting maximum. They did still lose 3 models, so they can't lose. They can't fail their bravery test. These guys lost 4, so they can't fail their bravery test. The skeletons lost 3, and they cannot fail their bravery test. And again, as a reminder, the defenders are immune to battle shock for the whole game. However, they have lost 1 full unit, so they have 1 ticked down. This unit's barely hanging in there, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. It is the end of the turn, however, so I get to pick a friendly unit that lost models this turn, and on a 5-up get to bring models back. So I'll pick that unit again out of humor and spite, so we'll see if I can get models back. I got 2 more back, so we're going to go 1, 2. So we got those 2 there. I think that's pretty much it that everyone gets to do right now. They are running out of troops. The skeletons are practically unscathed. They're essentially 3 bodies down, which they could easily regenerate this next turn depending on who gets to go first. So I'm going to go ahead and get the dice ready. Heading into battle round 3. Black and white. Alright, Cities of Sigmar are going to go first again, heading into top of 3 Cities of Sigmar. Okay, so top of 1 Cities of or top of 3, excuse me, Cities of Sigmar. So the wizards are going to cast. So the general's actually going to go ahead and cast his 1 spell, Sear Wounds. We'll see if he can get off. Name 6, 11 would do it. I mean, I do have 2 dispels, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. So he targets a friendly unit within 18 inches, and they heal D6 wounds. The wizard's down 2 wounds right now, so you know. All right, so the Wizard, the Battlemage is now back up to full health. The Battlemage is now going to go ahead and let off his spells. He's going to go ahead and shoot the Flaming Hailstorm with the Raining Firestorm, Fire, Death, Destruction, and OK Boxcars. He is actually going to target the Necromancer, do D3 mortal wounds. We'll see. On 3, so the Necromancer's dead. And then the nearby unit, I'm going to roll 2 dice. So the black dice is if it works, white dice is how much damage. It works and does 2 damage to the skeletons nearby. So Necromancer is down. So that's probably a slight breath of relief. It's going to be probably way too little too late at this point. So, right. So that was the first spell that they got off. And we're just going to push these zombies or skeletons around. Put them down. And the next spell he's going to do is going to be, I don't know. I don't really know what spell he's going to want to do at this point, because he's run out of troops. I'm almost thinking of just doing a, arcane bolt and trying to pick off some more of the zombies here. So, we'll go ahead and do ignite weapons. I think that might just be more practical. So a 6 goes off. Vampire goes to block, does block it, so I guess it doesn't matter. So, alright. We'll just move. I think really the wisest choice, the general's going to have to fall back. And he's going to go ahead and move over here, be roughly 3 inches away from the zombies. I'm not going to really measure that per se, but everyone else is locked in close combat. So, handguns are going to go ahead and shoot again. So there's the 3 this time with the 1 D3 shots. 2 extra shots, so I got 5 shots going 4s and 3s. 3 shots, hits, and 1 wound. Nobody nearby to save them, so we're going to pull from over here. So that's it for their shooting. General's going to charge. Looking for a 9, so he has to go after the closest enemy model, so he's just going to go like so. And we will prepare for the inevitable end. So the vampire is not close enough to give them any boosts because they have to be wholly within 12, and they are not right now. And so we're gonna go ahead and tell the Halberds to cut them down once more. We'll see if we can finish them off, and yeah, we'll just get into that. So let's see, we've got pretty much all the same number of bodies before. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that can reach the gray unit. We're going to go ahead and just try and take them out. So looking for 3s because there's still at least 10 of them. And so 2 misses, so they could still potentially kill the whole unit. And 3s. Yep, so that's 8 damage. That will be more than enough. So these zombies are officially down. But again, I will reiterate, they really are true tar pits now. They just sat forever. Plus, if there's even another turn, they have a chance of even still coming back into play. So, in the meantime, so that was 6 into them. So we have the other 7 going into the other unit. So, 4, 6, 7. 4s. Alright. I'm not sure if that was a hit or not, but actually it was 3s. I'm sorry. 3s because it's still +1 to hit. 3s. So 2 wounds. No characters nearby, so that's 4 damage. So that will kill 4 more zombies. We'll just pull from the 2 that popped up before and 2 more. So go like that. So I think my camera's been jumping in and out of focus pretty bad. I apologize, folks. Alright, so the zombies are going to go ahead and pile in. There's no character to hold them up now, so we'll just go ahead and go like here. You are going to go like here. You are going to go like here, so they're still within the contact and such. They're in base contact all around. Can go there. We'll basically go wrap around the big guy. Actually, technically, you can go like, it'll be more of the models like that and that. And they would be in reach if I didn't keep pushing everyone over with these drunk models. Drunk zombies. That sounds like a silly drinking game. Alright, so we've got 6 technically, or 5 in reach. That guy, he's kind of on the long end of it. I'm going to treat him as out. So we got 5 going after the general. If I roll 5 6s, he's down. But I rolled 1 hit. And no wounds. Okay. So then I've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10 that can reach that unit. So we'll roll 5, 10 dice. Oop, dropped 1. 5 6. 2 mortal wounds, and that's down. And 2 regular hits, so 5s to wound, 1 wound, and they have a 5-up save. They make it, so they just basically take 2 mortal wounds. So we will pull from, oh, I don't even know which way to pull from at this point for these guys. So there's 2 more down there. General will get to fight back. Please hold. 3 attacks from the Freeguild General, and I forgot about this with the Greatswords, so it really would have impacted a lot. 6s on the hits would cause a mortal wound in addition, so 3s and 3s, and that's -2, so it goes through for D3 dead zombies, so he kills 1 whole zombie. Okay, that's very exciting. We'll pull from you, because that's all you're yeah, that's shame on you. With that being said, that is again the end of the combat. We had 2 Halberds get cut down, so 2 plus 2 more zombies come back, and we'll just do the full wraparound with the character. See if we can just hold him up. Yeah, actually, I don't know if I wanted to do that, because now the zombies are completely conga lining and making a big wall blocking the other units from coming through. So they lost a couple. They lost 5 guys still. So I guess technically if I roll 6, I lose another one. Nope. Okay, so that's it for their turn. So we will move into the middle of 3. Oh, and at the end of the turn, these guys lost 5 models. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 5 dice, and 5s get more guys back. 2 more guys come back, so we got 1. We'll go like so, tuck you in here, and 2. Back to the gray boys coming in here. So, yep, so that's that. So we'll head into middle of turn 3, Soulblight Gravelords. Okay, so first off, Deathly Invocations. We'll bring back D3 skeletons. 2 more skeletons come back, so that's these 2 boys right here. We're going to conga line them that way, because we can be cheeky like that. We're going to cast 1 spell. The Vampirist is going to try to cast Spirit Gale. And let's see how that goes off. On a 9, that will go off. Let's try to counter that with Battlemage. On an 8 is not good enough. I just measured off camera. The Battlemage himself is right within 18 inches of the Vampirist. So she's going to go ahead and try and target the... Ooh, or should I target the... Technically, I think the Handgunners are right within the 18 because they're about parallel. I'll actually target the Handgunners. So they're currently a Bravery 5. There's also a unit of zombies within 6 inches of them, so they're actually at -1. I forgot about that before, too. The skeletons give -1 bravery just by existing nearby them, because I forgot that the general gave them +1 bravery when I was doing the Spirit Gale earlier, so they counterbalance. So forgetting rules doesn't matter. That's great. So I'm going to target the Handgunners with the Spirit Gale. So 2d6, I'm looking for at least an 8 on the dice. A 5. So that will kill 1 more handgun. So dangerously close to the ledge. I didn't catch that earlier. I think, oh my gosh, that scared me. But that picked 1 more off, so that's it for there. The Vampirist can move 6 inches, so I'll just... everyone's just going to shamble forward, so I'll I'll shamble forward everybody, prepare them for when the zombies die down and the skeletons will hit in the next wave. So, before... Alright, so vampires hopped forward. I'm going to try and... I mean, I guess I can attempt... I can't even really attempt a charge just because there's zombies everywhere. They're just plugging everything up. So I'm just going to keep her back there for now. The skeletons moved up. They're more or less more than 3 inches away from the front line because they can't get any closer. But they can't charge either because they have to end their charge within an inch. And the way I'm looking at it, I don't think they can fight over the top of the zombies. You guys can comment and say whether that's okay or not. But I'm going to treat it as the zombies are blocking the way. So it's like, oh god, it's going to take forever. And it's tough because we're in the turn 3 right now, so next turn there's a chance of the game ending, and I've only fully destroyed one city's unit so far, so they're starting to run out of time. Either way, they've moved, no shooting, no charges, combat. Zombies. We've got 7 zombies on the Lord, General, Dude, or whatever you want to call him. Elector Count, Bob. 5s to 6s. 1 mortal wound. Good job. Alright, he's down to 4 wounds. I checked before the match, and every single character in this particular battle has 5 wounds, so that's convenient enough. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 zombies in reach of the guys, and they're touching, so they can't even get around it, so... More attacks on the Halberds. 5s. Oh my god, that's hilarious. 5 mortal wounds. 5 mortal wounds. And a missed regular attack. Okay. Thank you guys. I'm going to go ahead and pull. Oh, I really need to keep these guys around, but they're running out of everything. 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, dead pile. Okay. So, really, everyone else gets the few people that are left get to fight back now. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Halberds striking now. No more +1s. They've run out of troops, so hitting on 4s. 4 hits. That had no impact on that roll anyways. 3s. So 3. I didn't measure beforehand to see if the vampires, but I'm going to treat that some of these guys are just far enough out of reach, spread out and all that, so I'm just going to treat 3 dead zombies, so let's see, what will we do? We'll go like this. We'll kill 1, 2 over here to make room. We'll throw a zombie on the floor. Next, we will pull our 3rd one. Trying to think where I can pull from without losing too many bodies, so because they're conga lining a little bit, but I'm also trying to think how can I open this up so that I can have my skeletons go into fight in the next round. So I think the best play I'm going to pull from here. So that is the 3 zombies that died from there. And that will be the end of the close combat. Oh, no. General gets to fight. 3 attacks. Hitting on 3s. Wounding on 3s. -2 for D3 damage. 4 more zombies get pulled down. So I'm just going to pull them from over here. 1. No! 2, 3, 4. So we lost 7 zombies in total this combat. So, alright. End of the combat. We get 5 rolls to bring zombies back because of the number of halberds they killed. Brought back 3 of them. And we will go like 1. And no spears. Spears get in the way. We'll do 1, 2, 3. And we'll pull them like So, 3 over there. 7 were still lost, so leadership test. 7 plus 4 is 11, so 1 more zombie will perish. So I'll pull from here. And these 2 zombies technically die from lack of cohesion. I don't think it would be fair for me to pull those guys for a leadership loss. I just don't think that's right. So I'll pull from another end. So they're opened up. We've lost the zombies now. And the next unit, it is the end of the turn, so I get to roll 5. I've lost 10 zombies. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 ups. 3 more zombies come back. Ugh. It's so hard keeping track of all the zombies. Of course, when your entire list is nothing but regenerating troops, you begin to do a whole bunch of nothing but pulling models and putting them back on and back and forth forever. So, alright, this is the bottom of turn 3. We're now heading into turn 4. This is very important to see who gets to go first, because at this point, the game could end at the end of the round. So, we'll go ahead and roll off. Black and white. Alright, cities still get the first turn. So, top of 4, cities of Sigmar. Okay, so, yeah, so top of 4. Before we continue, I just remembered something. I have a unit of zombies that is fully destroyed. So there's the Endless Legions rule. That is now a new thing. At the end of each of the Soulblight players' turns, they get to roll a 5 up, or a dice. On a 5 up, which gets +1 based on the number of units destroyed that turn, enemy units destroyed that turn, I get to bring a unit back at half strength. So, let's see. 4. Oh, so close. I almost got 10 zombies back, which would have just been insult to injury. Alright. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and cast spells. The general's going to go ahead and cast Searing Wounds on himself. So on a 6, 7 goes off. Vampirist doesn't care, so he gets his 1 wound back. Ding. And the wizard's going to go ahead and he's going to try 2 spells. First spell is that Firestorm thingamajig. Going off on a 7. Vampires will stop that. Not. He will target the vampirist to do D3 mortal wounds to her. 1 mortal wound, and then on a 4 up, does 2 mortal wounds to the skeletons nearby. So she's down to 4 wounds. Boop, boop. And 2 skeletons collapse. And next, although the attempt is going to be officially lost, he'll try an arcane bolt against her as well. That will go off. I have lost the dispel attempt, so that's just 1 mortal wound. It's not 10 or higher, so she's down to 3 wounds. Okay, good show. Everyone's trapped. The handgunners can step back. Actually, I don't even think they care at this point, so they are, however, 18-inch, so maybe they can try to take pot shots at the wizard or the vampire. So let's see. We'll take 2 shots plus D3, 1 extra shot. I think they're 16-inch, but they're definitely within 12 inches, so 4s? Never mind. Okay. There's no charges to declare. Everyone's already in close combat, so we'll go ahead and have them fight. So the Halberds are going to fight first. And we're going to go ahead and give them the +1 damage profile again, because that's really all they have left at this point. So we got 6 guys. 5, 6, hitting on 4s, winning on 3s. 2 hits, winning on 3s, 1 wound. The zombies are within 6 inches of her now, so that's 2 damage. So 2 6-ups, saved 1, so 1 zombie dies. Then the rest will pile in to fight. So this one's not touching, so we'll just go like this, and that, and they're within 3 inches now as well, so they'll go and swarm the wizard. These guys don't care. They're not moving around, so we got 5 against the general. Looking for 5s and 6s. 1 hit. 1 wound. 4 up save. Saved. 3 against the wizard. 1 hit. No wounds. And we've got 4 now. Actually, yeah, only 4 going after the Halberds now, so 1 hit. 1 wound. No save. So another Halberd bites the dust. We'll take off from over here. So he can lay down there. General's going to fight with 3 attacks. 2 hits. No wounds. Wizard's going to attack. Hits. Wounds. 2 damage. 2 more zombies die. So we'll pull zombies from over here. So. And that's it. That's it for their fight. That's the city's whole turn. Very exciting. The zombies kill 1. So on a 2+. They get the 1 guy back. So he'll go right in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle with you. They lost 3, so they cannot fail their leadership now. So, and it's the end of the turn, so they've got 3 that died. So 3 5-ups. 2 more come back. Okay, full strength. Well, not full strength, but basically did absolutely no impact on them whatsoever. Just rearranged the models. So middle of turn 4, the Soulblight Gravelords. We're going to go ahead and she's going to grab the vampires. We're just going to go for it. I'm not going to stop the play because there's not enough people left. So, Spirit Gale 8 goes off. Does not get stopped. We're going to roll against the Halberds again. So they've got, not the Halberds, the Handgunners. 11. That's the whole unit for sure. So they are swept up and blown off the table. All right. We're going to move. I'll just measure. Be right back. All right. Quick shuffle. They're all 3 inches away. Prepare to charge. She moved over here. I was going to have her go over try to kill a general, but I only have to kill 1 more unit, and there are 5 sad, pathetic Halberds there. And they're all going to be wholly within 12 inches of her for when she gets to cast her ability. So let's charge. 8. So they're going to be completely wrapped up. We're going to say that there's at least 2 deep all around them. So we're going to say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. We'll give them 15 to get into reach. I will cast her ability to give a +1 attack. So I'm just going to roll 15 or 30 attacks. 5, 10, 30. The general is going to give himself the +1 damage because it doesn't matter at this point. So I have 5, 10, 15. Hitting and wounding on 3s. So the first batch missed 4, so that's 11 hits. And the second batch is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And only 19 hits, so that's 10 dice for wounds, and then reroll 9 of them. So, wounded 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then dropping off 1 of them. And oh, I just lost count. So we have another 6. I think I said 7 before, so 13 in total. 5, 10, 13. They need to make at least a whole bunch of these. Nope. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The guard are all dead, and at that point, it's just the 2 characters holding off everything else. So without moving the models, I am saying it is officially the... I'm going to keep saying legions. I know I said it earlier, but it's the Soulblight Gravelord victory as they broke down the last remaining defenses and such. So, officially. Blah. Blah. But hey, at least there's more bodies for the next round. At least for the Gravelords. So, alright, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I actually rather enjoyed it, I have to say. The Grey Walkers were extremely impressive. I'm used to seeing a zombie unit go up, do a few attacks, and then just be wiped completely off the table. Now I know that the scenario gave them extra bonus rules for bringing more guys back than what they're used to, but even then, like, they held for 3 full rounds and kept essentially 2 to 3 units tied up. Like, the Handgunners couldn't shoot at anything besides them, and they just kept hanging in there, getting a few more guys back. I was just really genuinely impressed. Otherwise, Greatswords, I think in retrospect, I probably should have brought the Greatswords back over here to support and basically overwhelm the army in segments, but I honestly thought that they would take out almost the entire skeleton unit. So to see them, they kind of whiffed on one of their rolls, I think the wound rolls, and then to have the unit basically bounce back almost to completely full strength and punch back, that's very scary about the skeletons. Like, you know, I really was expecting them to be gone, and then it was going to be the vampires trying to hold off the great swords and such. So, yeah, so that was definitely a shock for me as well. Otherwise, I felt like I did an okay job of remembering any of the new faction rules. Just the +1 to wound for units wholly 9 inches or wholly within 9 inches of a character. I think I may have accidentally flubbed that a little bit at the end there. I don't know if the skeletons would have got enough, but even if I missed a few, they still failed enough saving throws that the whole unit was dead anyways. But yeah, I'm actually kind of half thinking. I was thinking about doing an actual like Battletome review, but since all my stuff's on my phone, I don't know how I'd do it without just doing a bunch of screenshots. So overall, I was really happy with how this turned out. I think I'd have to play a game with them against the ogres and see if they can do anything there, because you know, there's a lot less bodies to regenerate models off of. And that's really, I think, a big thing over here, too, where the Grey Walkers were able to keep chopping off a chunk of guys off of the Handgunners and then off the Halberds to keep putting models back in their unit. Like, before, with it being a 6+, it was basically not even a factor. But now that it's a 2+, it could actually mean something now. But at the same time, it's kind of an invert, because you're not doing as many hits and wounds before, because there's not very many ways. I was looking through the book, and I really don't see many ways to give them +1 or 2 hits and wounds, because the old drag down and tear apart was +1 hit and wound with a unit of 20 or more, and then +2 hit and wound if it's 40 or more. But you know, they decided to just have them be a flat 5 and 5. But when they get 6s, they get mortal wounds. They kind of, the rule change in a really weird way kind of kept them at the same potency, but I think technically with the result of less dead on the opponent's side, unless you spike a bunch of 6s, which I did do at least twice in this report. So yeah, overall, really fun. I didn't really get to see the vampires do anything. She didn't even get to fight once, I think. No, she did punch earlier when the greatswords charged in, but you know, her artifact to give bonus attacks on the charge didn't even matter when the skeletons just, you know, skewered the remaining guys to death. So, well, folks, I hope you guys really enjoyed the game. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think, and hopefully we'll get to see some more Soulblight in the context. I am going to throw in one quick little, I'm not going to call it a complaint, but I kind of mentioned it at the beginning of the report, so I'll just say it right now. So half of my army is no longer viable from Legions of Nagash heading into the Soulblight Gravelords, because, as you guys know from previous reports, I had Archon the Black, and I have Morghasts. In fact, I have 4 Morghasts, because I really liked them. They are now exclusively Ossiarch Bone Reapers. And that really sucks because I don't collect Ossiarch Bone Reapers. I collect Legions of Nagash, now Soulblight Gravelords. So, like, I am genuinely considering cutting Archon off the base and putting Manfred on there because I can't do Neferata because she's here now. But I looked at Manfred's rules. I think I'd be okay with it. Maybe if I can do it right, if I can take the base off safely enough, I can magnetize them and switch back and forth. Should I ever actually collect Ossiarch, which I was looking at some of the rules and stuff, and all I would need to do is buy 2 boxes of the Mortec guard, and I'd be able to pull off a 1,000 point list easily. So, but is it worth it? I just don't know. I just don't know. So, yeah, so like there's that, and then like my Hex Wraiths and my Knight of Shrouds models, I already knew they were Nighthaunt, but the Hex Wraiths were still allowed to be played in the book because they were still in the book, but now they're out of the book, so they'd have to be allied in. So it's kind of I just don't know if I'll actually use them. There are some people in my local gaming group that do use Nighthaunts, so I've been thinking about maybe selling or trading them, but I really like my Knight of Shrouds model, how he was painted, so I might just keep him and turn him into a D&D miniature. So yeah, so you're basically seeing my entire Soulblight Gravelords army. These guys, and then White King on Skeletal Steed that I converted using bits from a decade plus ago. So yeah, I definitely am like, I need to expand them, but I don't really know how. I'm not even sure which direction I want to go with them because there's, Vykros looks like it's going to be the really popular one. Just everyone talking about the different, the rerolls for magic, all the characters, all the different, the little buffs. I was looking at their equipment though, and honestly, I don't really like any of their command traits artifacts very much. But to be perfectly fair, in my first read through of all of them, none of the legions or dynasties as they're called now, none of them really had anything that like I was like, oh my god, I have to build for that. Like I really want to play that. So like I don't know. I might end up taking Manfred and going more towards Legion of Knights, and or I could just keep it where it's at, win the lottery, and just do whatever I feel like. So, okay, spiel's done. Once again, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the report. I hope to get this posted soon so that it's still new and fresh because it's just out. But yeah, I lost a lot of time today having to build the Grey Walkers because they've been sitting in a box for like at least 6 months now. So, all right, guys. Thank you guys so much. Bye bye.